Hey, and welcome to the show. This show is brought to you by Patreon members like you.
Thank you for being a Patreon member.
As a Patreon member, you get a video of the podcast that we put out twice a month.
Now, on with the show.
We're off.
Yeah. Gotta make sure we hit record on these things.
Oh, you gotta remember.
Congratulations on 85. Did we hit 85? I didn't even look. I wonder what this call thing is doing here. That could be a problem because it keeps jacking with the image.
All right, let's see again. Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Ada? Thanks for the stickers. Cool.
All right, what's up, Will? What's up, Mark? Bismarck. Georgia in the house. Portugal. Oregon.
That's gonna drive me crazy.
David but like here is fine.
Yeah, I know, but it's recording that, so it's gonna keep jumping, which means trying to.
Oh, really?
Yeah. What the heck is that?
You look tired.
Gosh. I feel tired.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's up, John?
Oh,
well,
boy.
maybe you have to strike the video from here. It's gonna be a pain. Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. What's up? I've just seen my night getting really long and boring.
Ooh, this is gonna be.
Yeah, that's gonna suck.
How about?
We're having some video issues on our end. It looks this thing is doing some really stupid stuff. Hang on. Let me come over here.
Yeah.
Just keep saying hi.
Hey, yeah. What's going on? What's up, Alan? What's up, Ada? What's up, Carl? Sam. You're welcome. You're welcome for the stickers. Sad, what's going on, buddy? Steve. What's up, California? Hey, guys. Raphael. Trinidad. North Carolina in the house.
See, like right here, this looks fine. It's just.
Yeah, it's just our end.
Yeah, it's just right there.
What's up, Darren? Oh, yeah. So that means, great. Well, maybe it'll figure itself out, and I won't have to waste my whole night. All right, guys, let's get this thing going. How can I get some stickers? Funny you should ask.
Yep.
Right here. So, if you email 5starsticker@yahoo.com, your home address to this email address, that's your home address, not your email address, because we're going to put them in an envelope, put a stamp on them, and we're going to mail you out a large and 2 small stickers for free. Doesn't cost you anything. So, that's how you get them. Just do this. Yeah, pretty cool. If you notice the thing behind us, if you guys didn't catch the Saturday show, go back if you want to know more about it. But the deal is still on while supplies last. If you'd like to save $150, buy a DM-RTA as well as and this is where you save the $150, is on this guy, the AC-BT24. Now, how you do this is you put both of them in the cart. So you put the AC-BT24 and the DM-RTA in your shopping cart, and then you type in that code right there, and it will deduct $150, the price of this. So this is basically included for no extra charge. And of course, while you're there, make sure you pick up a microphone. But if you use our coupon code, it tells them that, hey, these guys are actually talking to people, and people really care. So that's pretty cool. Yeah. It's the first time we've ever had a coupon code. So naturally, there was some hiccups on Saturday and throughout the weekend. But yay, it's all better now. Ooh, I want a DM-RTA. You already have one, I hope. Mel wants 100 stickers.
He probably
Mel does want 100 stickers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, the 750 can power 2 P3s.
Somebody get Dean a Red Bull. No Red Bull.
No.
No,
really?
but if this monitor keeps doing this whole show,
You're
this is
need
gonna be a really CM10. Yeah, CM10 is great. CM10 was
okay, so you go to audiocontrol.com, and you type DM-RTA. Also, you type the
If you want to know
model
how to do it, real
Yep.
simple. There's a video up on the YouTube. Saturday I made it. It walks you right through the process and shows you exactly how to do it. So if you're like, just go ahead and do that. This is the CM10 and this is the CM20. This microphone goes for $149. This one goes for $89. Either one of them will do the job for you. They're XLR microphones. If you already have an XLR microphone, go ahead and try that first before you spend the extra money, but you will need a microphone.
Yeah.
We also put links up to the video showing you how to use the tool. If you're doing a high-level integration into your car, it'll walk you right through it. So that's kind of fun there.
Yeah. Okay, Dean, I'm thinking replacing the JBL amp and full cal crossover
What's up,
with
Jason?
an audio control LC12. LC12, yeah, I'm guessing it's the LC1200.
Okay,
and the
6100.
ACM 2300.
Yeah.
Good idea or bad? I will bring the truck to you guys. Oh, okay. David.
Yeah, anything's a good idea. I mean, those are both really nice amplifiers. The question I was asked first before we do it is, what's currently wrong with the system that you have that you'd want more? So really what you'd probably want to do is give us a call and we'll get on the phone and try to hammer it out and figure out what's going on as far as that goes. Because, you know, there has to be a reason to upgrade. You know, upgrading to upgrade, I'm all for, because I love it when people spend money and I like to spend money, so that's cool. But, you know, we would hope that there would be a reason to why you'd want to do it other than just to do it.
All right. Hey, I just called the shop. One of my components cut out.
Okay.
A low volume randomly, especially when it hits a bump. Everything seems tight. Bad RCAs?
No, it's probably a bad speaker. That sounds more like a bad speaker, like something wrong with the voice coil. That's usually what that means. I mean, that would, there again, without hearing it, touching it, feeling it, that's just a guess. But a lot of the times, if the speaker doesn't play at low volumes, and you can turn it up to higher volumes, and it always starts playing, you're putting more current into the coil, and then it'll start functioning normal. Lower current, that problem, the burnt spot or an open wire or something like that, it'll tend to shut off. Hitting a bump will do the same thing. It'll turn on and off because it's gonna. The bump is actually moving the speaker, which is causing it to move in and out of the gap and not function. You look dead today. Thank you.
Yeah.
I feel dead today.
Hey guys, back in the day, Pioneer used to make a remote control.
Ernie's having fun today. My highs ain't ticking, dog. Pioneer used to make a remote control.
Yeah, that will attach to your steering wheel.
Yes, they still make it. It's a
Why
little
did it go away?
egg. Go to Pioneer and go to the accessories page under remotes. They still make that. We might even actually have it in stock still. You can go check that out. What was the question about today's video? Is the Pioneer DSP you posted on YouTube just a DSP section out of an NEX radio? Now that is a wonderful question, and for the most part the answer to that would be yes. However, it does have a few extra features because Pioneer's just not going to make it So what it adds differently is the NEX, as well as all the other radios, just basically have a 13-band EQ. So this is when you plug your phone in, taking that up to a 31-band EQ, so you get a lot more adjustment.
Yeah.
But without that, it's still standard. Without your phone plugged in, it's still just 13 bands. So you're getting a lot more adjustment with the phone plugged in. The other thing it's adding to it that those don't have is the actual DSP part. In that's the simulated hall, church, or whatever it was that it had, those 4 or 5 little old school DSP settings. None of the radios currently have those in them. That's a throwback for sure that Pioneer dug out of somewhere and threw in there. Whether you'd use them or not, I don't know. I just was kind of shocked to see them in there. I was like, oh wow, that's wow, really? Plus the NEX radios don't have that interface. But yes, for the most part, what you're getting with that cool product that's sitting behind his head is just a radio with a DSP. Just, they took a radio, they took all the guts, the screen off, and ta-da! There you go.
Yeah. Hugo, no, we haven't worked in a Tesla. Not yet. So.
Now, if you download the Pioneer app, that also turns your 13-band. Yeah. So, does it? Honestly, I haven't played with that app in a long time since it came out.
What's so special about the DM-RTA? Please go and watch the video that we make.
So real quick.
Yeah.
All right. So this one tool is going to make installation. It's going to streamline your install testing process. So if you're just the type of guy that says, "Hey man, I just want to throw high level, low level in, tap 2 wires because there's a speaker there, boom, go," then this isn't going to be for you. But which I'm assuming you're not because you're watching this, so you obviously have a little more passion than those guys. So this has a digital multimeter built into it.
Yep.
And so, for example, let's take it through the court. You put this in your car. You either pair it to your Windows laptop, your Mac laptop, or if you get in on this and get the Bluetooth dongle, then you can just pair it to your iPad. Now, you have a speaker level input that's located right here. You make a set of probes that come out of that and attach to that speaker. So now we can do a bunch of different things once we've attached that speaker. For one, we can see what kind of output voltage is coming out of it. Now, if you have an aux jack built into your radio, you'll notice these RCAs right here. These RCAs are outputs and inputs. The output is because this will generate a tone generator built into it, as well as pink noise. So let's say you have an aux input, so you run an RCA to aux and plug it into the radio. Now if you don't have one, you can use your phone, you could use a a CD. So you play 40 hertz. You see what kind of voltage is coming out of that speaker. And then if it's within the operating voltage of the high level to low level adapter you plan on using, great. Now you switch it over to the RTA that's built into this. You can measure the electrical RTA signal with it. So now you see the RTA curve. And let's say there's no bass there. You're like, oh crap, well I tapped the wrong speaker because there's no bass that I'm putting in subwoofers. So now you can physically see what is coming out of it. The other thing too is if you want to figure out now, you're saying, okay, let's say it does have good bass. So you say, all right, I can use this speaker. It has the right amount of output voltage for me to use. It has a signal that I can amplify and get subwoofer sound out of. What is positive and negative? Well, no problem. If you bought the microphone, you plug in your XLR here. The XLR input is right here for the microphone. There's a polarity checker built into the app. So you go over and you click the polarity checker, you unplug the speaker, tap into the speaker, and it goes pop, pop, pop. Put the microphone up there. You find out which is positive, which is negative. Okay, which wire. So now you're done. So now you can go ahead and take that high level, low level adapter and attach to the positive, negative, and you know you're good to go. You can also turn on the car, rev up the engine, make sure there's no fake engine noise or noise canceling or anything like that. So now you've had one tool that has showed you everything you need to know that is happening at that speaker so that you can then hook up your high level, low level. That's just one example, okay? Obviously it's an RTA, so if you're putting in a DSP and you want to go ahead and tune your car afterwards, you got the mic, you got this, you got the 1/6 per octave display on your iPad showing you all the cool little things moving up and down so you can set your EQ. So that just is one tool. So I could do that with the tools I have in my drawer, but it's more than one tool to do that. I gotta grab an RTA, I gotta grab a voltmeter, I gotta grab a speaker polarity tester. I could just walk out with this one tool and an iPad and be done. So this is $650, this is $150. So when you put both of them in your shopping cart, type in 5-star, they give you $150 off. So
there you go.
Win-win. You get every tool, everything you need to tune a car and be an awesome installer. So whether you're a professional or an amateur, the PAA3 handheld RTA that we use, that you've seen in the videos, that's $500. Does one thing. Okay, moving on.
Yep. I want to upgrade my stereo on a 2016 Honda Accord Sport. Any way to keep my backup camera working? Yeah, you can keep the backup camera with no problem.
Yeah, so yeah, you can definitely. I'll trade you some PG stuff for one. No, you won't. Real quick, the Bluetooth dongle on this serves multi-purpose. This isn't just for this tool. This is also for the 810, the 610 DSP, as well as the D6.1200. This is for streaming Bluetooth audio when connected to either one of the DSPs or the amplifier. But for this, it's a dual function DSP. It's actually it's a dual function Bluetooth. It has two Bluetooths on one chip, one for audio and then one for actual physical testing or data connection.
Greg, if we did an install and that was like around 2 years ago, just call Paul.
Set something up.
Just said something and he will help you.
Oh, it was with the picture. Dean has a jacket. He's from Michigan. Honestly, I forgot to take it off before the show started.
What?
So Victor was asking why I had a jacket on because I forgot to take it off.
Oh.
Hold on, let me take off this jacket. Let me take off the jacket. Oh, damn! What is that? Oh, is that a 5-star jacket? Oh, yeah, it is. Okay, yeah. Yeah, Dean went a little crazy and spent some. Any more announcements that did not already come out of CES? Not really. There was a few little things here and there, but nothing that was like, oh man, we forgot to mention that. Now I will say, if you're a Crime Stopper fan, they did sell Rockford sold Crime Stopper to Vox Omega, so that's no longer a Rockford product. Yay, the reveal. Is it cold in Florida? I don't know, Corey. You tell me. You're here.
No. I have a Mazda 2015. What's the best way to run zero gauge wire?
Ooh.
And do you know the alternator amperage?
No, I don't know the alternator amperage on that one. Anytime you run a zero gauge wire, take as much of the car apart as necessary. That's really what it comes down to. It's trying to tuck a zero gauge is like the most ridiculous thing you could possibly ever do. Anytime we go to run zero gauge, obviously we drill holes through the firewall, so we're going to drill a hole. We're going to insulate it. We're going to use a grommet. We're going to put some goo on it. But we're taking apart as much of the, we're pulling the seat, we're pulling all the stuff out because it's a garden hose. So yeah, there's no easy way to do it.
All right, I have a Kenwood DD.
9 degrees in Michigan.
Okay, I have a Kenwood DDX 795. I read that there's an update on it. How would I go and get the update version?
So any radio that has an update, you basically, for one, you need a thumb drive. We use SanDisk thumb drives, but we carry several different ones, some old, some new, but SanDisk seems to be the most reliable. You go to that manufacturer, in this case Kenwood, you type in the model number, and on all the car audio websites in the top right hand corner is a search bar. Type in the full model number. So if it's like a DDX 7704S, you have to type in the whole thing. It has to be perfect. And then it'll go ahead and it'll pull up that, and then you can click on it. Once you click on it, both Pioneer, Kenwood, and Alpine never has updates. It will say updates, or scroll to the bottom of the page, and then it'll say updates there. Follow the link. You'll have to agree to something. They're going to and then they basically will all have a header sheet that says this is how you do this. For the most part, though, you're just going to download it, the zip file, to your desktop. You're going to extract the zip file. You're going to put it on a thumb drive that has absolutely nothing on it other than that. So reformat the thumb drive, put that file on there. Don't use a Mac. It has to be Windows because Mac will put a hidden file on it. Then you take it out to the car. On a Kenwood, I believe you just turn the Kenwood on and put the thumb drive in. It'll see there's an update, and it'll do it. On a Pioneer, you have to go into update settings. That's it.
All right, I think it's a...
And make sure if it's a push-to-start car, the engine is running. Because if the car shuts off during the update, and sometimes these updates can take 10 to 15 minutes, so it will hose the unit. So make sure that the car is either, if it's push-to-start, make sure it's on and running. If it's something that goes to sleep, when the key is on for so long, on and running. Because if you break it, there's no backing out. There's no magic. There's no, oh, what do I do? You send it back, and they have to redo it the hard way.
All right. Donald say,
exactly, Sean.
I have a Pioneer MBH single DIN with 13 band.
Okay.
When I download the app, it's gonna give me 31.
Yeah.
But you have to have the.
What are we talking about? The ARC app?
Yes. But you have to have the DSP.
Well, no. Okay. So all right. So I think the ARC app might have been updated to.
Really?
To provide more output. I don't know. I haven't looked at the ARC app since like last year because we haven't done much with it.
I'm thinking.
I don't even know if I still have it on my phone.
I'm thinking he's talking about.
Do you still have the ARC app?
No.
All right, keep talking then.
Well, the DSP. Talking about the DSP.
Well, yeah, but no, the DSP you do, but I think they also migrated that 31 band EQ if your phone is plugged into the to that app too. Keep going. I'll just look it up.
Yeah, exactly.
What are you talking about?
So, I have no idea.
Okay.
I think, what is your favorite SPL subwoofer? I don't think you have one.
No, I don't have one, Sean.
Okay, is there a way to get rid of the IS-250 navigation screen and put an aftermarket radio?
If there is, it would be from
Metra.
It'd be Metra.
Metra. I mean, depends of the year of your Lexus. Just go to metraonline.com, type the model number of your car, year, and everything, and you can see if it's a dash kit available for your car. Let's see, Bluetooth is only for phone and tablet, correct?
Yeah, I got that. No.
Yep. Okay.
I want to scroll up to some of the newer ones.
Some of the new ones.
Yeah.
Oh my God, there's a lot.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're living in the past.
I'm totally living in the past. Let's see.
Keep going.
Yeah, the archive give you 31.
Sorry you're late. No, that's okay. Yeah, okay. So,
Okay.
come on, Dean. Are you serious? Oh, sorry, man. I mean, I haven't really been an SPL guy for a long time, man. I mean, I used to do it, but I gave up on that.
Happy New Year, Teddy. Updating the Pioneer firmware update and my 3400 NEA was such pain.
Yeah, it can be.
Really?
Yeah, it can be. Well, I mean, think about it. If, alright, so apparently this doesn't work.
Yeah, well,
it's not
yeah,
connected.
it can be a pain. But
Yeah, because when you think about it, especially on like the NEX, like the 23s, the 24s, that whole series there, none of the SanDisk would work. I had to use those old like Vagabond or whatever the heck they are thumb drives to get it to work. So yeah, it's messed up. How many times do you have people coming in with stuff that they brought off the internet? Believe it or not all that often anymore.
Not anymore.
I mean, you know, yes, we'll still have people that'll buy stuff off the internet, but I mean, people are getting smarter, I feel, and they're shopping around a little bit more. They're not just assuming that the best place is on the internet. So, you know, because I mean, a lot of the times there are some stiff shops out there, or stores as it were, that it's like it's this price, it's this price, it's this price, and they're not going to install your stuff anyways if you don't buy it from them. So that's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But I mean, for the most part, it's getting better to the point to where, you know, the price that like we sell stuff for is relative to the internet. It's not the internet price. It's close. And
Yeah.
I feel a lot of shops are like that. I feel if I'm buying something and I'm within $10 to $30 of what it is online, I'm just going to buy it where I find it. Unfortunately for me, most of the stuff I want to buy, there are no stores to sell. So, you know, and if I have to argue with, or not argue, if I have to debate it with somebody, I'll say, listen, you know, you've talked to me for 45 minutes. That wasn't worth any extra, or the price that we're charging you. Yeah. So what's up? What's up, Scotty?
All right. So this is.
I know you're giving me a hard time, Sean.
All right. I have a 2003 Buick. Let's say.
Yep.
Yeah, with the old OnStar analog system. I didn't really.
What's this? I have to go back.
I really want to remove it. Any suggestions? I'm asking because when I let Best Buy install my Kenwood, they mess it up.
Yeah.
I don't know what kind of harness they use.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I mean, does he want to know if he can do it or what he
I mean,
should
he
do?
can do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just like I don't know what harness they use.
Well, the old, yeah, okay.
Because
so they try to integrate into the old
to the
analog
OnStar, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay. So do this. So if you're on the PAX website, pack-audio.com, they're gonna have. What you want to look for is either a C2R or a RP3 or RP4 harness is typically the harness that we would use in those cars. If there isn't a specialty harness for that car, most of I'm pretty sure now the harness that's available will not retain the OnStar. But yeah.
Yeah.
How often do you run
Hey,
Pioneer
Jesus.
radios in active or network mode? I'd say 99.9% of the time they are in standard mode. Very few people ever do active mode. Most people don't even know what it is. And believe it or not, the main reason why standard is typically chosen is because people like rear speakers. So, you know, they want the rear speaker output. And, you know, the radios just front or tweeter mid sub isn't enough. And also the new Kenwoods that are coming out, the 996, the 9906, they're also going to have network mode on them this year. They brought that feature back. They had it a couple generations back. They're going to have that also.
Yep.
I think it's great,
Yep.
but there again, it's like for your car, your install right now would be perfect. We could run a 3-way in there and be happy.
Yeah.
But I have a center and rear fill, and I like them both. So I don't necessarily like the center. It causes more grief than anything. But ways to get warranty help from a brick and mortar than on Amazon. A lot of the times, yes. Because when something breaks that you buy online, it's like, we'll call online. That seems to be the default answer. Well, where'd you get it? Call them. Well, Amazon doesn't have a number for me to call. What do you want me to do about it?
Exactly. You gotta wait.
You have to pay for that customer service, I guess. Strange. We were talking about that yesterday. FYI, network mode messes with real time fade on packs. Yes, totally. So it can have a lot of fun with the pack stuff, or with the iData stuff for that matter. So it just depends on what's going on with what units you're putting in which interface.
Yeah.
Some of those can cause you headaches.
I don't know. I don't think he's gonna run 2 750s and 1 T404.
Okay.
4-gauge wire. I think it's kind of low. 4-gauge wire.
1 4-gauge for that? No, I would probably do. So I would run a 4-gauge for the 2 750s and an 8-gauge for the 404. I would put the high amp on its own dedicated power wire.
Okay.
Is network mode the same as standard mode? No. And if you'd like to see more of what the difference between network and standard mode is, we have, we just did the review today on the Pioneer DSP. We talk about network and we talk about standard. And the really nice thing about explaining it there is there's great graphical representation that the app provides. So it makes the explanation real easy to see. So I would suggest going and checking that out after we're done here tonight and see what that looks like. And then you go, oh, I get it. But I mean, for the most part, standard is front rear sub. Yep. Network is tweeter mid sub. And it does some, strange things with the Bluetooth. Well, okay, it moves the Bluetooth to the mid instead of the tweeter, which is the front. And they can get confusing, so we won't go down that road. 2018 Silverado have installed in the truck yet. We went through 2 harnesses, found out we need to add a second ground off the harness. Yep. That's totally possible. I wouldn't doubt it. A lot of the time, especially in these newer vehicles, grounding systems suck.
What's up, Bobby?
So, I know there's been a lot of chit-chat about like a Tahoe or something like that, the longer vehicles, the grounding in the back is just terrible. So, grounds basically stink. So, it wouldn't hurt to add a second one. It's not going to hurt anything to add a second ground.
Nope. Hey, Nick, do you know when is the Pioneer DM-HC 5500 NEX?
Yeah, but do I know what?
Do you know when it's coming out, or any news about
the new one? March or April. Right? It always is March or April. Amazon has the best return policy for any reason. Yeah, that's cool. The problem with that, Donald, is return policy is one thing, but here's the deal. And this is how we run. So if you buy a radio from us, as long as the radio is still within its warranty period, and we still have the radio in stock, if you pay the shipping, which is what you're going to pay on Amazon, I know I just returned something, it cost me $8. We'll swap it out.
Yeah.
Okay. If it's out of production, Paul's really generous about this, and this is just Paul. If it's out of production or whatever, and the newer model's out, you can pay a small fee, and he'll upgrade you to the new one, and he'll deal with it. But we're not charging you every time we have to swap this radio out. So if we pull a radio, we installed it, so we pulled it out, we put it. Now you didn't buy a radio from us; you had Amazon. Well, you're going to pay us both times because it's not our product. So we're being punished because you bought it offline. That's not how we roll. So if it takes us an hour to pull that radio out, an hour to put that radio back in, you've just paid us 2 hours worth of labor. And that seems to be the way most shops operate. But you're not buying it from me, so I don't want to be punished because your radio came messed up. It's not fair world. But they'll take it back, good for them. But you're going to be driving around without a radio.
All right. 2018 Silverado.
Oh, Chris, thank you. Bought my DM-RTA. Discount worked fine. Thank you, buddy.
There you go, man. That's
What
awesome.
was Victor complaining to Sue about? I totally missed that. I'm using the DS. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
All right. 2018 Silverado. Haven't installed a truck yet. About that. We went through True Harness and found out.
Oh
that
yeah, we talked about that. Yeah, that was why we were
okay.
talking about the other grind. I'm using the DSR1. Where should my settings be? I'm getting the amp gains, EQ, slope, etc. is set to the radio. Well, no, I wouldn't use the radio. I would use the DSR1 and let everything go through that. So I would set the radio to bypass everything. So I would turn off all the crossovers, set my EQ to flat, do all that, and then use the DSR1 for everything. As far as crossover point slopes and all that, well, that's something you have to play with. You know, when we start everything, we always start at default 80, 12 dB, and we move from there. So it just depends on what's going on.
All
We do the
right.
same thing. Oh, well, thanks, Jason. As far as charging and whatnot, so
Yeah.
that's how Stereo Kings operates too. You know, it's incentive to buy. I mean, we're in business. You know, you're going to come to us and ask for help, so we want to be able to offer you the best service possible when you buy our products. We can do that.
There you go. Adalberto, the 4201, it comes with an USB extension, so it should come in the box. If you're not, just go back to the store where you bought it and just tell them.
I like this one. Jason, I get what you're saying. It says, one thing I found difficult with this hobby is how to discern fact from fiction. You ask one expert one thing, another expert will give you the same or different answer. I thought acoustic sells in science for the most part. What is your suggestion with dealing with this? The problem is the misinformation can cost the consumers lots of money down the road. Do you have a favorite source for any information? Any thoughts on the matter?
What's up, Johnny?
Okay, so I understand exactly what you're talking about, Jason. And one of the purposes for this channel was to try to dispel a lot of that disinformation. I have been doing this for a long time, and when I grew up in this, we only had magazines. The internet did not exist. I know that seems really hard to wrap a lot of people's head around, but we had Car Audio Magazine, we had Performance, Auto Sound and Security, and we'd buy these magazines and we'd literally just sit there like this, and we'd be like, you know, trying to figure out how this stuff was done, and then there'd be crappy articles in the back about product because the products were paid for reviews, because you'd read the review and it'd be like, oh, this thing's amazing and it does this, and then you'd see an ad for it 2 pages later and you'd be like, this is baloney. So, you know, trying to prove fact from fiction, it's tough. So what we thought we would do is when we came, you know, obviously we started out just doing unboxings and reviews, and we tell you the things and show you the things, and because most of people like to see stuff and feel stuff, and they like to be told and have an image in front of them.
Yep.
So when Fernando begged me to go in the install bay, we were like, okay, well, we'll go in the install bay, but we want to make sure we show you how this is going to happen and how this is going to work, and we want to show it working. And if we have a problem, we show you the problem. If there's an issue, we talk about the issue.
Mm-hmm.
That way, you can see it start to finish. You know, if we pull a smart harness out of a box, we might not show you every connection every time because that gets boring, but you can rest assured that if we had this and we put it in and it worked, it's going to work and it's going to work. So fact from fiction is hard. You know, I'm not an MECP guy. I would love to be. I just don't have the time to read the 3 books, and I'm working on that. But you know, and everyone keeps telling, just take the test. It's like, no, I don't want to spend the money. But MECP is a great reference. So you have, it's MECP. You have basic, you have advanced, and you have master. Those 3 books are basically a Bible per se of everything you could egghead want to know about car audio for the most part. I mean, some of it is a little long-winded and extremely boring and just doesn't go where it needs to go. It's kind of like, you know, when you were learning math and you're like, I will never use calculus, ever. I just want to know how to balance my checkbook. There's a lot of that in there, but there's also, you know, if you can read between the lines. I myself am the type of guy, and I've been fortunate that I can go grab a product and play with the product and figure the product out. I've always been more of a hands-on guy. I want to grab it, touch it, feel it, put it in a car, break it, fix it, find out why it's doing something. Like today, you know, we had an issue with a car that It was an CLS 55 or 550.
550.
Metro makes a wonderful kit for it so that you can retain the factory amplifier, which is fiber optic. Joy. Knew on a Monday it was going to be nothing but heartache, and that wasn't let down. It was nothing but heartache. And the problem we were running into is that when they designed the interface, they didn't take in consideration that they needed a delay when you turn off the car from when you turn off the most bus system for the fiber optics. So every time you turn off the car, 3 seconds, you'd hear the speakers go, it was like, oh, that's freaking awesome. So after trying countless things, it was like, wait a minute, I think this is a delay issue, and threw a Pack Audio TR7 in there, put a 1 minute delay on it, problem solved. But fact from fiction is tough, and a lot of the times it's just hands-on, and is there wrong answers? Yes. Is there right answers that wrong people tell? Yeah. Is there wrong answers that right people tell wrong answers, wrong people tell right answers? It's just, and we deal with it all the time, and it's tough. It is, and it's always been that way, though.
Yep.
And sales MECP. Yes, there is a sales MECP.
Correct.
I would love to read that one. I gotta be honest. For Christmas, I told you I got those 3 books that I wanted. I got the Speaker Cookbook 6th edition.
Yep.
And then I got like a How to Design Crossovers, and I can't remember what the third one was. And they were, and I was like, oh, I want these. These are cool. And I thought they'd be books. They're phone books. And I'm going, holy crap. My wife goes, I don't know why you wanted these. You're never going to have time to read them. And I'm like, oh, shut up.
Yeah.
But... love Crutchfield. Oh, Crutchfield was a fun one. I love the Crutchfield magazine. Yes, spent lots of lonely moments with the Crutchfield. There's no about it. What's the use of reading a book when you know everything there is to know about the craft? No, that's not true. That's not true. One of the nice things about running is that it gives me a lot of time to think. And a lot of the times, I'll come in the next day and I'll be like, hey man, this, and you'll be like, wow, I can't believe we totally didn't think about that. Mm-hmm. And it's just one of those things that you get day in, day out. Like this face I have today is this face of tired and exhaustion and whatnot. Well, you do the same thing. Like you guys see those F-150s and Jeeps. You do an F-150 and a Jeep, F-150 and a Jeep. And eventually it just becomes like mind-numbingly boring, and you're just going through the motions. You know what you need to do, you do it, you do a great job, and you move on. But every now and then, you're like, there's got to be a better way. And it's that downtime of thinking of, hey, or you read something, or you saw something, or it's something just like you've been doing it a certain way for so long, and then you're like, wait a minute, hold on. And, like something like the DM-RTA, there lots of time has been spent thinking about how to use this tool, and I'd come in the next day and I'd say to Fernando, I'd be like, dude, I thought of this last night, let's try it and see if it works. And, and it's just like, holy crap. So, yeah, you're never done learning. I feel you can never be done learning. Because what's the point after that, And I don't ever want to be done learning. I want to keep moving forward because it's such a big field. Sound is awesome. There's no doubt about it.
Yep.
What do you got?
Okay, somebody say right here, I have an adapter to plug the AudioFrog mic into the DM-RTA. Is this mic okay, or do I need another microphone?
So funny you should ask. We actually tried that, and we didn't have great success with it the first time. Now we were using it on this one, which is a beta, and I know what you're talking about. You're talking about an XLR to aux jack, which we have a bunch of. The problem I think we ran into is we actually had 2 different versions of it. We had a Rode mic version and we had a standard version. And the Rode mic versions, I believe, only work with Rode mics because when we bought one of each to try a Rode mic on, and it would work on the Rode mic and it wouldn't work on the other one. And then we couldn't find where we put it. We spent like a half hour searching for this XLR to aux jack and couldn't find it anywhere. Yep. So I think that might have been our issue, but give it a go. I mean, at the end of the day, you got the mic, give it a try. What was Ernie saying about MECP explains science behind the industry? When you know why and how things, it makes installation better and better troubleshooter. Exactly, and that's 100%. Real world is great and whatnot, but knowing the science behind the real world is also really cool. So, that's the fun part.
All right, I have a 2017 Honda Accord Sport Special Edition, 4 speakers, non-amplified.
Okay.
I need a T-harness. I can't find any.
So T-harnesses for that, okay, there again, finding T-harnesses, we did a cool video a couple months back where we talked about like how to wire up a T-harness and get it prepped to do something like this. The great thing is Metra has come out with their DSP, okay? Not the DSP being the great part, but they made T-harness for pretty much every car because they want to put that DSP in every car. So you can go to metraonline.com, type in your make, model, and year, or go to access.com, which is the site where the DSP might be, and you should be able to find a T-harness for your car that you can modify to fit into any DSP you want. The other thing too that you can search, like the car AV stuff that we use, we get from Europe via Amazon, is Bluetooth car interfacing. So over there you have to have Bluetooth, so they make T-harnesses to add Bluetooth. So if you search Bluetooth T-harness, make, model, and year, you might find what you're looking for easy also. Now the car AV will be a little cheaper, but it takes 2 to 3 weeks to get here. The Metra piece you can probably find online and may be able to have a dealer locally get it for you within a day or two. I would try to buy a T-harness for Metra locally. It will be cheaper because they're expensive on Amazon.
Hey guys, have you thought about going back through your old videos and rename it?
Yeah, you know, but that kind of falls into having time to read a book. I would love to go back, and we actually toyed with that idea at some point last year, but dude, there's almost 1,100 videos up there right now. I mean, it's tough, and even going back through the install diaries, you know, where the install diary started, which was just a combination of what we were doing at the time, which was Facebook Lives through the day. We would combine them into little things. It changed. The show has changed since episode 1 to 50 to wherever the heck it is now. I think 160 or something like that. So that it's really hard to go back. I would love to because it would make searching the content way easier. Because right now, like those videos, they're novelties to watch, but they're not helping us as far as search goes and helping explain things for you guys. Yeah.
Victor is, I mean, with the knowledge that you have, you will pass any test that you take.
I'm gonna go with no. There's a lot of silly stuff out there, especially with the MECP. There's a lot of silly stuff, and you know, I suck at memorizing like things in order, like numbers and stuff like that. I suck at that. So I suck.
What DSP do you recommend? Well, it depends what are you trying to do.
No, I like this one. MECP can't show you how to do a 5-wire reverse door lock in an old Ford doing an alarm. Yeah, no doubt, man. That's the Bosch Relay book. You got to get a copy of the Bosch Relay book. If that is the best. And it was funny because I know like Viper Directed used to give that out with their little thumb drives. They give out a copy of the Bosch Relay book. I don't know. I used to actually have a print version of it. I know I have it on thumb drive somewhere. But yeah, that was great. It was just a book on how to wire up relays. It was awesome. So as far as recommending a DSP, now that is a question amongst questions. That one is like, oh my gosh, what do we do? Because there's a lot of features in DSPs, and that's one of the things that we're working on trying to make sense of and reel that in for you guys. Because I mean, there is features in DSPs that all DSPs should have, and then there's features that are just really cool features that DSPs have. And then there's features that why does the DSP have that feature or why doesn't have that feature. So basically what you're looking at when you buy a DSP is, for one, how are you going to integrate it into your system? If it's something as simple as you already have an aftermarket radio, you just want to add a DSP, well, that scales things back a lot. At that point, you just need at least one channel of input to come out of that radio into the DSP, at least one channel. And then 2, how many output channels are you going to need? And that's where you'd search there. So if you're just going to do front rear sub or front rear center, you know, a lot of those are 8 channels. So it's like 4 to 8 or 6 to 8. That's hence the name. That's why they call them DSP 608s and stuff like that. It's 6 channels of input, 8 channels of output. But like a 4 to 8 would be all you'd need. So like a DSR1 or something along those lines that it just has 4 inputs and 8 outputs. You don't need to use all 8, but you need a minimum of 6. 8's the closest thing. So now if you have summing you need to do where you got to take like a tweeter and a mid-range and combine them together, well then you need more inputs. At that point you have to figure out how many channels you have that you have to sum. That's why they're called like 810s, because it's 8 channels of input, 10 channels of output. You may only be using 6 channels of output, but you need 8 channels of input to get those 6 channels of output. So that's where the input-output thing, you have to pay attention there. Now, you have active crossovers. There's going to be different crossovers. Some are just, let's say, 12, 24, and that's it. Some of them are 6, 12, 24. Some of them are 6, 12, 24, 32, 48. And that's the slope. And that's how much of that sound you want to block off and how fast. Some of them will have Lynx Riley. Some of them will have Buttermilk Biscuits, Bisquicks, or Aunt Jemima. I can never remember the other one. Anyways, and then and that's there again. There are 2 different types of slopes. So you're going to have some form of a crossover. What's up from Portugal? What's up, Lewis? And then you're going to have some form of time correction. Now, time correction is pretty much universal. It's just how you input that time correction. Some manufacturers make it so all you have to do is sit in one place in the car, measure 36, measure 54, measure whatever, put those numbers in, and it does all the math for you. It figures out all the time delay. Others aren't that cool, and that they want you to do the math, and then they want you to figure out the time delay, and then they want you to enter in those numbers. Those are no fun. There again, it's doable. It's just a little bit more math. And then you have the EQ. There's 2 types of EQs. Some have both. Some have you have parametric EQ, which is one frequency, raise up, raise down. Parametric, one frequency, but totally variable. You can move it left or right. You can shift it. And then you have adjustable Q, which is how much of it it's going to affect the frequencies to the left and right of it. A graphic EQ has Q, but it's a fixed EQ. So it's only going to affect this much left, this much right. You can't widen it. And then you have volume as well. So parametric versus graphic. Honestly, graphic can be easier if you use an RTA because it's a 31 band EQ, it's a 31 band RTA, you line the 2 up, you raise, you lower, you get the output, and you're going, yay! There again, as soon as you widen that out to like a 6 or a 30 or 12, then it gets really hard to do that, and where a parametric EQ is way more fun.
Thank you, Dylan.
Okay, sorry.
No, so, we haven't played with the Dayton.
Dayton is sitting on the shelf. We're working on it. It's next up on the list. So we wanted to get the Pioneer done, and then we're going to move on to the Dayton. We'll probably put that one in your car. Buttermilk Biscuits, I think, should be the show. All right. Flour, sifted dough. Okay.
If you're using Pioneer in network mode, how will you get full range signal from the rear field?
You can't.
You can't.
That's the problem.
Yeah,
that's why we don't have a lot of people using network mode, because there is no rear fill.
Yeah, exactly.
Network mode is designed around tweeter mid, time delay, call it a day. If you want front rear sub, you can't do network mode.
No,
So from Texas.
What's going on?
You're not late. You're here, and that's all that matters. Do you guys ever use Room EQ Wizard with your DSP tuned to a house curve? No, never used that one. Yeah. And I like the house curve idea because it's like, hey, let's just do this. But, for the most part, I don't know. I guess my house curve would be my ears. Because we just tune it to... And I don't want to have I don't ever want to be like, it's gotta be this.
Hey, Carlos.
Because I want to make sure that the car sounds the way the customer wants it to. So, we'll have a sound that we like, and we'll go for that, and then we'll move it from there. And that's the idea behind a house curve, is that it's a sound that you like and you're happy with. But a lot of people, I feel that they're really stuck on that house curve. It's like, boom, done. Here you go, on to the next car, which is great, but No.
Yeah. All right. On the big 3 upgrade, on the early 2000 GM truck, do you skip the red power wire box or what?
Ooh, that's so going to like the power station.
Yeah, you know
Power
the
distribution.
little power red box they have right here on the
Oh,
bottom.
yeah. You would skip. So like the jump point.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you would skip that.
So yeah.
You go off the battery right to the alternator. I would
Alternator.
recommend a fuse. Always fusing. Be safe. But yeah, you'd skip that. Yeah, for sure. You don't need that.
Let me see. Three.
Break the clips. Radish is Radish, yeah. Bernard,
Rashid.
yeah, he's having a fun time with that whole MECP. Can actually a 97 pickup truck extended cab to change the 4x6 in the rear panel. It's funny. Okay, remember when we did one of those not too long ago and every clip was broken and I said that was the one snap-on tool that I bought?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just gonna pull this out because why the heck not? It's our show. We can have fun with it. So what he's talking about is on the old Chevy pickup trucks, they have 4x6s in the rear side panels. And there was a big panel on the top, a big panel on the back, and you had to pull, there was like 50 clips on them. If you guys ever seen us pull a radio out of a GM, they really overclip the OC, the original OC. Anyways, Snap-on made this guy right here, okay? So the clips were way up there. This is one of the only Snap-on tools I've ever bought was so that I could put speakers in that car. So you could get up in there and you could pry down without breaking every single clip in there. No, MECP didn't show you how to do that, that's for sure. But yeah, this was the one Snap-on tool that I bought just for that. Shows you how old I am because it was new when I bought it, you know, whatever. We'll tune a house curve and then tweak by ears. Exactly, Jason. And that's what I was getting at. I mean, it's definitely the way to go. I mean, I just, yeah. But yeah, no, the house curve is nice though because, I mean, it does take, you know, somebody doesn't have a lot of experience with tuning and it gets them in a really good spot really quick. I like to think of that as like when you're doing auto EQ on a Pioneer.
Oh, it's good.
It gets you in there really quick and you can then move from there. Dean, the Steve Jobs car audio. I have a shirt. I have a sweater, or the black shirt that he wore. I have one of those. Of course I do, right? See, that's what I'm talking about. Come on, it's common sense. Have you all had time to play with the audio control Bluetooth? I will improve the sound quality in 150 when streaming Spotify from my phone. So, here's the deal. It's an aptX Bluetooth dongle. If you have an Android phone that has aptX, then yes, it will definitely improve the sound quality going from standard Bluetooth directly into this chip. Now, if you're an iPhone user like us, then basically what you're going to end up with is anything else, it's just going to default back to standard Bluetooth because it's not pairing the chip. It's going to go back to, what's it called, SBC or something like that, default Bluetooth dongle. So, in a situation like in Fernando's car where he's going high level into the amplifier or into the DSP and then the DSP's doing its thing and then it goes out to the amplifiers. If he streams directly into this Bluetooth dongle sidestepping the whole high level, yes, it will sound better. But it would sound even better if he had a aptX enabled chip in his phone, which he doesn't because he's an iPhone user and we're just not cool like that. So if you're doing high level, low level, no matter what phone you have, going directly into the DSP, sidestepping all that will definitely sound better. But if you have a radio that has RCA out and is going into that and you're an iPhone user, probably not. So
Yeah.
no, he's the Gordon Ramsay of car audio. Ooh, today I was definitely the Gordon Ramsay of car audio. Yeah. Okay. Have you guys realized on your videos how many times sound man explosion is necessary? Yes, I have. Totally. But that's his thing, so, and I don't need him, I don't need to become the next guy that he makes fun of on his videos, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, yeah, no. But no, it's his thing, man. He likes to blow stuff up, so I'm cool with that. But
yeah.
That's why we have that one icon that says Soundman Explosion. Because that's like my tribute to that. Okay. What do you got?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
One more. Give me one more. Give me one more question.
Let's see. Fake news. I have watched every video of you guys, and you guys have never broke a clip. I broke plenty of clips. A lot of clips. I broke a lot of clips.
So we have a box of clips.
Yes.
Okay, so we have a box of clips that we use. So anytime a clip gets broken, we have clips that we bought, we put new clips on.
Mm-hmm.
So if you've seen they're like there's all clips there, it's because if we break one, we replace it. It's just how we roll.
Yeah.
But it's, you know, we use, it's like why I bought this, because you have to have the right tool, you know, and it's the key to good success is good tools and knowing how to use them. All right, what do we got? Thanks.
Would you play?
What car stereo play would you recommend?
Well, it depends. What is you?
Now, as
what
far as like
features do
what
you
radio
want?
you want, go back and check out our top 5 radios for 2018.
Yep.
The video version of that we talk about. It's really cool. That pretty much wraps that up there and makes that cool. He's a Luke Skywalker. Fernando's Han Solo. Oh man, I want him to be Han Solo. All right, so that's it for today. Thank you guys so much. Mark has a fashion. Could you just have a break from Doug? Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, I don't want to be the butt of his joke.
Teaser for future guests. No.
Actually, yeah, not right now. We're working on it. We wanted to get through January before we started doing more guests, so that Dean's favorite, the Halo 9, so we could just, you know, get back into the swing of things, get this year rolling. We had a bunch of things we're trying to get done before we move on and get 2019 really hyped and ready to go. As you guys saw today, we put up the first of reviews for 2019. That's going to be the new format of how we're going to do unboxing and reviews. It's a much more streamlined way of doing it. We can do more reviews when we do them that way, and I think they're much more enjoyable. As much as I like to talk to you guys like this in front of the camera, you get enough of this when we do lives and all the other stuff, so being able to make the reviews have less of that and more review is a win-win all the way around. But with that, we're going to head out. So if you think Snow,
Yes. Yes.
if you want a sticker, do this. D&F Tool Drawer is a place you can find all the cool tools that we use for the show. This one right here, dnftooldrower.com. You can find all the cool tools that we use. If you go to teespring/store/5star, you can pick up cool t-shirts like the hoodie I had on earlier. If you become a Patreon member, you get a podcast, video podcast. That's right, we do a podcast. For all you guys that aren't Patreon members, you get an audio version of the podcast. You can find it anywhere along these, iTunes, Google Play, Podbean. But if you are a Patreon member, you get the video version of it, and you guys are the only ones that get the video version of it. Just ask Victor.
Yep.
Yes.
And don't
Never
forget.
get too much of you.
And don't forget.
Thanks, Ada.
If you
Don't
want an
forget.
RTA,
DM-RTA.
and the Bluetooth
Put them both in the shopping cart.
together.
Apply the 5-star code. You save $150. It's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful week. We will see you guys back here Saturday.
Yeah.
Can't wait. I wish it was Saturday. Going to Disney.
Nice.
Yep.
Bye.
So lots of fun. You guys have fun. Can you do videos setting up the DM? We're going to. It's in the works.
Yep. Definitely.
Be patient. All right, guys. Have a wonderful week. We'll see you later next time.
Bye.
Bye.